What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trey Sense here. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Almost over the hump, or over the hump, however you want to look at it. I have a little video for you today, a little review, a little discussion, and what it is on 3 fragrances in my collection. I could have picked out more, but I just stuck with 3 just to, I don't know, I just like 3. And what these are 3 fragrances. Let me slide y'all back just a little bit there. You know your boy don't do no editing. How's that? Am I better now? 3 fragrances that I feel like are inexpensive office fragrances. And as I introduce you to them, I talk about them, I'll tell you why I think they're office, or why I think they're good for the office. Let's get right to it. The first one is Aramis Adventure. And I'll give myself a little spray of this right here because I really don't have on a scent at the moment. I'll give myself a little spray. Nice atomizer on it. Sprays out a little mist. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Why I like this fragrance. For one, Aramis is a really good house. They make very good fragrances. But why do I like this one? Because it is safe. It is inoffensive, which it has to be at an office. It's one of those fragrances that's not going to linger throughout the building or over into someone else's cubicle. If a person gets into your personal space, they'll smell this and they'll think you smell nice. They'll think you smell crisp. They'll think you smell fresh, modern, but at the same time masculine, because this dries down to like a nice, slightly aquatic, slightly woodsy fragrance. Very inoffensive. It smells really good. Opens nice. It's not very harsh. It's not a monster projector. It's not a monster performer at all. You're going to get about 1.5 hours to maybe 2 hours of longevity on the average skin. Maybe. On my skin, it only does about 1.5 hours at best. You probably get a little bit more because, as I've stated, my skin is dry. But about 1 hour to 1.5 hours projection on me. 3.5 to 4 hours of longevity. If you're working an 8-hour day, on your lunch break, you have to hit your pump fake. Bam. Respray. Now, the good thing about it is, when you come back in, it's not going to be like, man, he went out to the car and sprayed cologne on. It's just going to, because it's very subtle. It's very smooth, very subtle, very nice fragrance. Under the radar, great little office scent, and that is Aramis Adventure. I think I paid $24.99 for this, and it's a 100 ml bottle, maybe bigger than 100 ml, but I know it's at least 100 ml, 110 ml. So it's 3.7, 110 mil, and I like the fragrance. It's very subtle, very smooth, very calming, very relaxing, but at the same time, fresh and masculine. So if you're at the office with that, people are going to be like, he smells nice, but they're not going to be like, man, you know, he needs to tone that down. Virtually impossible to overspray that fragrance, and it's not going to seem like you're trying too hard. And remember, if you're in an office type setting, people got to smell you all day. So you don't want something like 1 Million or Sauvage that, though it may smell better than that, they got to smell it all day. So keep that in mind. So that's why I think Aramis Adventure is a great cheapy office scent. $24.99. All right. Another one that's fresh, inoffensive, and extremely cheap, even cheaper than $25, is Dunhill Silver. Now, give myself a little spray of this one as well. I'm going to be smelling good up in here. This one, I hope you can see this sprayer, atomizer. This one is a little bit stronger than that one. So this one, you will have to tame your sprays. And if you're going to re-up at lunch, you will want to, do it at the first. You won't want to spray this and then come back in, because it is a little bit stronger. Again, though, it's not a strong fragrance at all. It is very mild, very smooth, very cool. It's a little harsh in the opening. This one is a little more shower gel fresh type, but it's not a shower gel type of scent. It's a citrus type of scent, but it's not a dominating citrus type of scent, if that makes any sense to you. It's nice, it's well blended, it's fresh, it's crisp. I could see somebody thinking that you smell good, but you're not trying hard. This is one of those fragrances that it'll leave a nice little scent trail. It'll leave a nice little bubble, but it's not gonna, reach over to somebody 4 cubicles down and be like, man, Trey got on that cologne again. It smells good, but it's strong. It'll give me a headache. That's not this fragrance. That's not this fragrance at all. What this fragrance is when they come into your person, when they, enter your realm, your surroundings, they're gonna smell you and they're gonna be like, that smells nice. Now, they may not compliment you, but you're going to smell fresh. You're going to smell crisp. You're going to smell clean. and not dryer sheet type of clean, but just and not household cleaner type of clean, just fresh, crisp, vibrant type of clean. Oh, that smells good. That smells really good. This is a very underrated house. The house of Dunhill is very underrated. People overlook this house a lot, and I'm not sure why. Very nice house. You can find several. It's similar to Perry Ellis. I guess it's the British version of Perry Ellis. But what was I saying? Oh, performance on this one. I'm gonna say it's less than 2 hours of projection, so it's between an hour and 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours somewhere of projection. Longevity on this one is better. It's 5 to 6 hours. For me, it's around the 4.5, 5 hour mark. So for you, it could be easily 6, maybe 7 hours of longevity, which is good for a $12 fragrance. That smells really good, and it's just crisp, fresh, citrusy, bergamot-y, lemony, limey type of fruit. I can't really pinpoint one, but just freshness is what you're going to get. Very non-offensive. This could easily be a gym scent as well. And it's not many fragrances that you say, man, it could be a gym scent and an office scent. But this is one I think could go either way. The freshness and the crispness of it just leans it to either situation. But we're talking about office fragrances, so I think this would be a really good office fragrance for somebody. Price point on this, I think it was under $15. It's between $10 and $15 for the 50 ml. And you can pick this up at Ross, TJ Maxx, places like that, Burlington. And you're going to have yourself a nice little crisp office fragrance that isn't going to offend anybody. Last but not least, this one had to be for the office. Because why? Because it's Brooks Brothers. And when I think of Brooks Brothers, just like you, I think of suits and button-ups and ties and shoes. Shoes is what we call them down here and down south. And if you don't know what shoes are shoes. They don't have strings in them. They involve, leather and a sole and a heel, shoes. Type you wear. Dress shoes is what we used to call them when we was kids. Brooks Brothers, great fragrance, barbershop, old school, but not powerhouse. Now, let me find myself a little spot to spray this on. I'll go dead to the chest with it. Bam. Got myself. Yeah. Now what this one is, you get slight lemony citrus in the top, but it dries down rather fast. Again, it is not a beast mode fragrance. It's non-offensive. 2 or 3 sprays of this, you're going to be fine at the office. Price point on this one, $15, and it's Brooks Brothers. That Brooks Brothers, again, makes high quality clothing. This one is slightly barbershoppy, slightly citrusy. Now, it's not barbershoppy to the point where it's like the barbershop fragrances that, you can have the bottle in your back pocket and people can smell it for miles. That's not this kind of barbershop. This is more of a low-key, old school, slightly, reminds me of something else from Tuscan. I think it's Tuscany or something like that. Just a nice, slightly strong, citrusy note, but it dies down rather quickly. And I think it smells masculine and professional enough for the office. That's why this made the list, because for $15, it is a really good smelling fragrance, and I think it fits that need, that void. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Is it a powerhouse of a fragrance? No, it's not. It's not at all. Does it smell good? Yes, it does. Again, price point on this bad boy is in between $10 and $20. Projection, I get between, of course, an hour and 2 hours on it, but that's all my skin allows. That's with the exception of a few fragrances. And 4 to 6 hours of longevity, and I think it's going to be a little bit closer to the 4 for me, which is probably 5 or 6 for you. That's just how it is. Again, it's one if you have to reapply at lunch, I would do it at the first. But then, again, it's not going to offend anybody or make anybody mad, because it's not one of those that's going to reach over cubicles or down office hallways or any of that, which is why it made the list. Because for the price that you pay for this, I think you get a very affordable, masculine type of office scent, which at sometimes we all need, whether we're going on an interview or whatever, we always need that. And again, these are not the most impressive fragrances that I have, but they are for people that are on a budget. if you want to smell good at work for the low, not offensive, I think these are the way to go. One more time, Brooks Brothers, New York, if I didn't say Brooks Brothers, New York. Taking you across the world. Now we're going to London. Dunhill Silver. And we're going on the rest of our adventure with Aramis, a nice, slightly aquatic, citrusy, woodsy, gentlemanly type fragrance. Bam. That's it. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around the whole 10 or 11 minutes. And hope everybody's having a great Wednesday and enjoying yourself. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Guys, we're closer and closer and closer to that 500. And as soon as we get there, we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Find me on Facebook. Send me a friend request. All of that stuff. If you have any familiarity with these bad boys, be sure to let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And I'm fixing to jump off here. And until next time, guys, peace.